Dear ladies and gentlemen, this event will start.
Okay, so guys, this is the result for the basic models.
Oke, terima kasih, tapi udah bisa lebih dari 30 hari.
I think the problem in the Tanjung Mas port, so check it.
Coba dicek sekarang.
Yeah, we can see the total limit is 155, but the quantity on hand just 28.
Okay, so first thing is we know that the main problem is the
daily demand of all the warehouse and distribution center. So
Maximize and optimize the transportation mode, such as because there are some ports, maybe
Inventory in the distribution center is
Troy, when you look, even when it is spiky, whenever it's going up, it means you're delivering more than what you need.
Logistic and Supply Chain Competition 2021. The final. Introducing the finalists, Hanif Ashuri, Devanda Vista Putri, Osel Nur Tazkia from Universitas Pertamina, Rais Rehaldi, Andina Aulia Rahma, Arnoldus Arcawimba Aruna Jati from Institut Teknologi 10 November, Clarissa Melia Dewi, Filia Nauli Hapsari, Scholastika Devi from Universitas Diponegoro. Let the best be the winner. And please welcome MC for today, Omega Putih Saraswati.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Welcome to the final round of LSC Competition 2021. This event by Sekolah Tinggi Manajemen Logistik Indonesia and collaborate with SCM Globe based in USA. For warm up, we will have morning quiz for you all guys. Hopefully you all already had breakfast for doing this quiz. Well, you can see the link on your screen. Follow this link and you should answer all of the question, and we will announce for the quiz will be before lunch. Okay, you have enough time for answer all the quiz. Please follow that link on your screen. Okay, good luck guys. Okay, next we will have closing speech from representative from Steamwork. I would like to welcome Ibu Melia Eka Lestiani as Vice Head of Steamwork in Academic and Student Affairs. Ibu Melia, time is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Ibu Diah Purbandari from Coordinating Minister for the Economic Republic of Indonesia, Bapak Ari Anindya Hartika from State Minister for Cooperative Small and Medium Enterprise Republic of Indonesia, Ibu Dr. Insinyur Parisianti Nurwandani MP from Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Michael Hugos from SCM Globe, Bapak Dr. Cahyat Rohyana, MM, Chairman of Yayasan Bakti Pos Indonesia, University of Aperti BUMN, all structural, lecturer, staff of STEAMLog, and respectable all participants of LSC competition. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Melia Ekalestiani, as Vice Head of Academy and Student Affairs STEAMLog. Alhamdulillah, we have finished following the LSC competition for 3 days. This event has been prepared since February 2021. Thank you to all the committee for their hard work and dedication to run this event very well, especially Pak Yodi Nurdiansah as leader of the committee. I'm very happy that this event was attended by 42 teams from 20 both national and international universities, namely Universitas Internasional Semen Indonesia, Universitas Kristen Maranatha, Widyatama University, Republik Politeknik Singapura, Institut Teknologi Harapan Bangsa, Gunadarma University, Institut Teknologi Telkom Purwokerto, Telkom University, Pertamina University, Sekolah Tinggi Manajemen Logistik Indonesia, Universitas Diponegoro, Islamic University of Indonesia, Politeknik ATI Padang, Universitas Andalas, Jakarta State Polytechnic, Universitas Trunojoyo Madura, Dharma Persada University, Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, Politeknik Pos Indonesia, Institut Teknologi 10 November. Thank you that have participated in this event. Also thank you to SCM Globe, Kementerian Koordinator Bidang Perekonomian Republik Indonesia, Kementerian Koperasi dan UKM Republik Indonesia, Kementerian Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset dan Teknologi Republik Indonesia that have been supporting this event. We hope this event can improve our knowledge about logistics, supply chain, and transportation. This event will be becoming a gathering place between logistic and transportation students to discussion, to find out problem, to solve the problem in logistic and transportation sector, and make students who can compete honestly and fairly. Considering that this event can hone student competitive skill in logistic and transportation, this event become important to a routine agenda for STEAMLog internal to produce students who can compete on the national and international level. Today, Universitas Pertamina, Institut Teknologi 10 November, dan Universitas Diponegoro will compete in the final. I wish you all good luck and be the best. Honestly, this is our first international logistic and supply chain competition. So we would like to apologize to you for the mistake we made during this event, and I hope our relationship doesn't end here. Of course, congratulations to the winners later, and don't be disappointed and despair for participants who haven't won this competition. Always improve your logistic and supply chain skill. You can try in the following years because STEAMLog will make this event a routine activity every year. I think that's enough for me. Hopefully we can meet again in the next agenda. Thank you for your attention. Good luck everyone. Keep fighting. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much Ibu Melia for the speech. For next session, we have Head of Yayasan Pendidikan Bakti Pos Indonesia, Bapak Cahyat Rohyana to have closing remarks. Bapak Cahyat, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mega. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, here in Indonesia, also in Singapore, and good evening in Chicago. First of all, let's thank God, the Almighty who has been giving us His mercy and blessing till we can conclude the LSC or Logistics Supply Chain Competition 2021 without any obstacles. Secondly, may salawat and salam always be with our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Peace be upon him. Welcome to the closing ceremony. It has been intensive 3 days, productive and wonderful competitions. And today we are here to conclude our event. We have achieved a lot, and I'm very glad that I still see so many people staying in the Zoom meeting to attend this closing ceremony. In this occasion, I would like to thank all of you who contribute to this event, especially for CAO of PT Pos Indonesia Persero. Secondly, Coordinating Ministry for Economic Affairs and of the Republic of Indonesia, the Ministry of Cooperatives and Small Medium Enterprises of the Republic of Indonesia, Your Honor, Bapak Ari Anindya Hartika, that's already joined with us on the first day, I think, on Monday. The Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia, Your Honor, Ibu Dr. Paristianti Murandani MP, Secretary of Higher Education in Kementerian Pendidikan, Kebudayaan dan Riset dan Teknologi, dan juga hadir di hari pertama. Also CEO of SGM, Supply Chain Management Globe, Your Honor, Mr. Michael Hugos, Mr. Steve Koji, and also Mr. Zahid Sours, all judges of the competitions, then STEAMLog lecturers and staffs and students of the STEAMLogs, Polytechnic Post lecturers, and of course, all 2021 STEAMLog LSC competition contestants from 2 universities from all over Indonesia and Singapore, that's already mentioned by Ibu Meli. Lecturers from 20 universities and also high school students are invited to this event. Ladies and gentlemen, as we already know that 2021 STEAMLog LC competition is the first international competition being held by STEAMLog and will be held annually. I hope that's so. SGM Globe, where the head office is in Chicago, USA, gives educational grant. It's around 26,000 to STEAMLog last year in the form to free accounts in assessing SGM Globe software. For this 2021 STEAMLog LSC competitions, SGM Globe suffered 250 accounts for all contestants, including the advisor. It was around 15,000 US dollars. Its teams get 5 accounts, 3 accounts for students and 2 accounts for advisor. There are 42 contestants, 41 from Indonesia and 1 team from Republic Polytechnic Singapore. Thank you for all contestants. In my opinion, you are all the winners. I realize that there are 42 teams of you have only 3 certificates for first, second, and third winner. And now I would like also to announce the teams that go through semifinals yesterday. Universitas Internasional Semen Indonesia, Institut Teknologi Telkom Purwokerto, Universitas Pertamina 13, Universitas Pertamina 4, Universitas Islam Indonesia 1, Institut Teknologi 10 November 1, Universitas Diponegoro 2, and Universitas Diponegoro 27. In this competition, high school students are also invited to socialize and share about logistic transportation and supply chain. This to increase high school student interest. LSC competition will be a tradition in STEAMLog, conducted annually, and hopefully the name next year will be 2022 Unipos LSC competition. Unipos means University of Pos Indonesia. Next year, 2022 LC competition will be launched on July 2022. I would like also to gratitude that the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology of the Republic of Indonesia also invite SCM Globe to become our partner for MBKM, Merdeka Belajar dan Kampus Merdeka. What should I say in English? Very hard to me to translate. It means study independent and independent campus, right, Bu Rahma? We have to translate for this. Finally, yes, I thank the committee of the LSC competition 2021 who have worked hard for the organizations of this event. I think that's all my speech, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stay healthy and be happy. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much Bapak Cahyad as the head of Yayasan Pendidikan Bakti Pos Indonesia. For next session, we have the one as you guys already know well, Mr. Michael Hugos from SCM Globe. Hi Michael. Sorry, I can hear your voice.
We all forget to turn on our microphones.
Oh, it's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, good evening on Chicago time, all right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I hope you may give closing remarks for this final round of this great competition. The time is yours.
I've watched the teams last night. I was able to make some comments on their progress. I was very impressed. I thought that all the teams showed a creative and an organized way of approaching this problem. And remember, everything you learn in solving this problem in this competition will also work in the real world. If it works well in the simulation, it will work well in the real world. So I'm anxious to see what you have to present tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Michael. Now we will start presentation session, technically similar with semi-final round. So for the participant, be prepared and do the best. Okay, I would like to invite first time. Please prepare your presentation and time will start as you present. After that, we will have question and answer session. For the first team is from Universitas Pertamina.
Okay, I want to share screen, sir.
Okay, if you're ready, you may start.
Oh wait, some minutes.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, the time is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable, all the judges, attendee, and all participants of Logistic and Supply Chains. Hello, we are from Pertamina University. Consider me, Osalur Taskia, Devanda Vista Putri, and Hanif Ashuri. Thank you for the opportunity to present our supply chains model.
Okay, this about gap analysis. To understand what happened, what the problem in that happened in the model supply chain, we defined or we arrange about 3 steps to understand what happened. The first step is about initial problem. The second step is about we define ideal condition, and the last what we do. So the first problem, it's about Jet Kribo in Kertajati Airport has a missing road. It's this problem that we defined We think about the ideal condition is for each vehicle have a road, and we decide to delete this vehicle and facility Kertajati Airport because we think we don't need about this vehicle. And the second problem is about the warehouse Banyuwangi, warehouse Yogyakarta, and warehouse Bandung have a shortages condition. We think about the ideal condition is every warehouse can cover all demand. So we modificate distribution model of the supply chain. And the third problem we defined, there is Samarinda warehouse, Makassar warehouse, and Medan warehouse doesn't have delivery schedule. So we think the ideal condition is every warehouse should have delivery schedule, and we are designing model supply chain to make the good of delivery schedule. For example, like finding the shortest route, the best transportation, optimum cost, and the last problem we define some facilities doesn't use in this model. So we think that the ideal condition is optimal. We must do optimal to use for each vehicle and facilities. So we do build some facilities in strategy location, and we delete some facilities or vehicle that we don't need about it.
Okay, for this strategy, there are several key points to ensure supply responsibly cover all demands for more than 30 days and maximum. There are inventory control and capacity of facility control. Facility in Gresik, distributions can be carried out because delivery costs are not too large and products too long to travel. In the solutions, we use for the closest factory area, cover the closest distribution center. The factory in Cikarang cover the needs in Tanjung Priok Port Warehouse, Merak Port Warehouse, distribution center in Bandung. In addition, factory will also cover the needs of new warehouse in Medan. Meanwhile, the Gresik factory will cover in Yogyakarta warehouse, Tanjung Mas Port, Tanjung Perak Port, distribution center, and new warehouse in Samarinda and Makassar. Then, in inventory control, the first step we did netting or find the net requirement for in 30 days. We net requirement from the demand and order. Then we do lot sizing. In this case, maximum capacity of transportations that we use as the and then we need to calculate how many times need to deliver or frequency by dividing the demand with the capacity of each transportations that we use. Then the last step is offsetting, or we find to order. To find that, we calculate is it possible for the transportation to deliver front and back that many times, or we need to transportations by considering the time travel and delay. Then we simulate the calculation in SCM Globe and analyzing the outcome graph. We can make a better adjustment for the design so it comes well. This is the example of the calculations we did. Table shows the basic calculations for the Cikarang factory around the Cikarang factory. Table below shows the adjustment after using SCM Globe. This is for the factory and warehouse that covered by the Gresik factory. So we can, there is several, some of the demand for house covered by Cikarang and some covered by factory. And after that, after doing this calculation, in a purpose to effective run capacity of facility, the facility maximum capacity, so it can reduce the total cost of the facility and can maximize it. Next.
Okay, this is the analyze. Here we are come to display all the graph because due to space limitation on this slide, the graph display as a representative of the result. He will present the result of the analyze. Namely, the first, Cikarang Factory, Gresik Factory, Tanjung Mas Port, Tanjung Perak Port, Tanjung Priuk, Bandung, Yogyakarta, Banyuwangi, Medan, and then Samarinda all have sawtooth pattern. Wilmora Port stair-step pattern, tittle down pattern, and Makassar stair-step pattern, tittle up pattern. And the second, the shape is characteristic by graph, the gust of when replacements occur and decrease when goods leave in the warehouse. Based of the graph above, it can be seen that PT Noodle Nusantara used the basic strategy of the preparing to capacity lead demand, meaning that the warehouse will always hold inventory to make it easier to meet demand. This is done because the company wants to design efficient supply chains, right? And then the last, from the graph, it can also be seen that the company has never experienced a shortage of the stock. This is evidenced by graph that has never touched a line below 0 for 30 days. Next.
Okay, by doing this supply chains design, we gain gross profit $837 and net profit minus $1,060,000.
So the conclusion is, based on the data processing carried out, this new supply chain model has been able to meet the company's goal of providing highly responsive services by being able to meet all requests according to the specified time and effectively in renting facilities and utilizing transportation modes, so that it hasn't been able to generate profits for the company. Increasing profit in this model can be done by further suppressing inventory at each facility so that the cost incurred by inventory can be reduced. Thank you.
That's all from presentations from our teams. We give back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you for the first team from Universitas Pertamina, the judges. Can you give the feedback? Sorry, for the team Universitas Pertamina, can you stop screen? Thank you. Okay, we have the 5 judges. The first, Ibu Ira, Ibu Tati, Pak Anggi, Mr. Michael Hugos, and Mr. Steve Koji. Can you give the feedback for the first team?
Hanif, Devanda, and Osel. I have a question. I see the net profit from the simulation result is minus more than 1 million. Do you think what is the cause and what strategy to solve it? Because I see in your presentation about increased profit is the model can be done by future suppressing inventory and its facility.
Thank you, Pak Anggi.
Okay, thank you for this. Yes, decreasing the inventory can increase the net profit because it can reduce the cost of the inventory. But we find it is in this case to face the case with the demand. So we think why cost is minus that much because the effort in the other island fulfill the demand in those islands, and we try the fulfill the demand in other island by use only ship, only airplane, but it's not optimum. We combine both of to gain the best solutions. But unfortunately, it costs so many costs for the facilities and for vehicle operating costs, because the daily operating cost for the airport and port, and also the operating costs are so big for the airplane and the ship. So it is in us to face this new case. And the second difficulty we find is, when we try to use train in Java Island, it is difficult because when we build a station, there's a limitations of hand at first. It is limited to 30 pallets, and so us can only fulfill the demand from one warehouse center. So when we try to make one station cover demand from several distribution center, it's hard because on hand on that stations cannot fulfill the demand the demand from the 0 days. It is hard to use a train even its cost is very small. And what to do to fixing this problem, actually we will try the VRP process or vehicle routing process. We already tried the basics principle of VRP itself, but unfortunately we are not ready to do the calculations of VRP and applying the detail of VRP in this case. So we think if we do VRP process, it will be more effective in delivering and maintenance channel. And then as what we write in the conclusion, unfortunately we're not we're gaining the best inventory control in this case. So it will be gain more not if we press the if calculations of the inventory control more. I think that's from me. Is there any from?
Okay, thank you. Maybe another judges will be feedback.
Okay, I have a question, just one question. I see that in your P&L report, you have a lot of on-hand in 2 factory, right? I see that in other facility, your on-hand inventory is okay, yeah? It's not very large, but in the both factory is very large, yeah? What do you think? Do you think what strategy? Yeah, because this is on hand. Can you how can you reduce the on hand inventory in that both factory? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the questions. We realize that on-hand inventory for 2 is big. It's more than 1,000, I think. It is because there is because we so many transportations. I'm so clear. Okay. We use several transportations. There is transportations in this case. So when the transportation mode came to factories from the 0, it needs to quantity on hand big because that's what the transportations mode will from the factories on the 0 days before the productions start. So why the quantity on hand is big in our solutions is because we want to fulfill the need transportations mode requirement. result to fulfill the missions we made.
Maybe I add some point because I think we think about this just for running 30 days. We think if we're running for maybe 2 months or to longer time, on hand can be stable. We think about it. This is because this is just running for 30 days, so it's like unstable like that maybe.
Okay. Another of team part or judges will give a feedback.
Okay. Another question. Okay. I think you're all more familiar using the software because you're more frequent to use this software. Okay. I want to ask about your understanding about the software because I always say this to my students. Software is just a tool. The important thing is how you understand the software and what number you put into your system. Okay, so I want to ask you about your understanding about the software because all this time you're given the number and the characteristic of the vehicle, transportation mode, or transportation lane. Okay, my question is, in port, there is handling time and then there is waiting time. Okay, where do you put handling time and waiting time in port in your system? How do you count the handling time, the waiting time, or any time that need to process the cargo?
Okay, thank you. The part of team.
Okay. The handling time and the waiting time for the port it should be happen on the delay time, but in this case we think that we'll be more focused on what the case wants us to so because the rule of the is every transport mode for the ships is only can one times a day, but there is no for the delay, so we do not put delay on the ship only on the ships. We do not put the ships, but we realize in real life there is for the ships to unloading and uploading, but because we did the case and the case doesn't require specific delay, so we do not put the delay. If we want to try put the delay, we have no informations about what time the ships loading and so we just use what informations given by the case study.
Okay, thank you. We have 1 minute left. Maybe Mr. Koji or Mr. Hugos, would you like feedback for the first team from Universitas Pertamina?
Yes, sure. I'll make a few brief comments. I think you did very well with the gap analysis. You were able to pinpoint 4 very precise problems. That was good use of organizing technique. What you're finding is that when you use airplanes to move products, it's very expensive. And unless it's an emergency, usually you cannot use airplanes to fly food unless it's caviar and things, fine champagne or something like that. So you found that out. And then to the point about the wait time and the amount of time it would take to unload and process. Those are good questions, and the professor is very right to say that the software is only a tool. So you should think of these as happening over a 24-hour average, which I think you've done. You've created it so that those vehicles are arriving once a day. We do have a more complicated version of the software, but I think you've done a very good job of modeling what you can with the software that you are using right now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hugos. For the first team, the time is over. We will continue. Or will more feedback? Okay. The time is over for the first team from Universitas Pertamina. Thank you for all the judges. We will move to the second team. Please prepare your presentation from Universitas Diponegoro. Okay, the second team, you can share screen and time will start as you present. After that, we will have question and answer session. Are you ready?
I'm sorry, is the screen has already shown?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We are ready.
Okay, time is yours.
Okay, so while solving the problem given, I read an interesting quote in the SCM Club website. It says that deliveries do not always work perfectly. But anyway, good morning to honorable judges, all the LSC committees and participants. Allow me to introduce my team again. We are Undip Team 5 that consists of me, Clarissa Amelia, and my friends Scholastica Devi and Filiana Uli. For the next one, we will be explained by Scholastica.
Okay. PT Noodle Nusantara is growing very well. Kribo Noodle becomes star of the country. In the previous case, we know that it has 3 new distribution centers to distribute product to all over Java Island. But now, they already expand their business to reach customers from all over Indonesia. As we can see in the slide, this is the current supply chain of PT Noodle Nusantara. They have more facilities. Before, they only have one factory located in Cikarang. And now they built a new factory in Gresik, Java, in order to meet market demand. Now, they have facilities not only in Java Island, but also in Sumatra Island. We can see there are Kuala Namu Airport and Medan Warehouse. In Kalimantan Island, there are Semayang Port and Samarinda Warehouse. And in the Sulawesi Island, there are Makassar Port and Makassar Warehouse. They also escalate their facilities in Java Island. Besides 4 ports and 3 distribution centers that mentioned before, they also use Kertajati Airport located in Bandung to distribute their product. Having more facilities means having more complex supply chain. Before, we only given 3 options of vehicles, which are 3 different types of truck that can only use in the road. But now, it's given 3 more options. There are plane, ship, and train that can carry different volume, also has its own speed and operating costs. The 3 new option is packaged with the facilities that can be used as port, station, and airport. In order to create and design good and optimal supply chain to support company profitability, we can manage the facilities by its daily rent, daily operating costs, daily demand, and quantity on hand. By their vehicles, by its carry volume, max weight, speed, operating costs, minimum delay between departure, and delivery frequency, and also on the roads. So, Kribo Noodle can be delivered to the customer. All the ways and method will be present by Clarissa.
Okay, so for the problems that was already defined before, we want to make an efficient supply chain that can run up to 30 days and fulfill all the demands. There are 6 steps we did to improve the supply chain. So first, we choose the best facilities and route to minimize the transportation cost. We did it by calculating all the possible options. For the example, as you can see in the slide, you can see in the first table, we tried to calculate the cost of truck from either port or airport to the warehouse with the most minimum cost. Second, we calculated the total vehicle cost that is mainly being affected by the operation cost of the vehicle. And third, we calculated the assumption of the on-hand inventory in either port or airport with the assumption that they have the same initial on-hand amount, but with different maximal storage that is affected by the amount, delivery amount from either ship or airplane. And fourth, we found the total cost by add the cost of truck, vehicle cost, and facilities cost. As you can see in the result in the last table, all the result shows that using ship is a lot cheaper than using the airplane. And ship also carries more product than the airplane. For the route, we choose the nearest ports between two islands to minimize the delivery time, because when we are using ships, it tends to get a longer time delivery. Between all of these steps, we can get the best option to minimize the vehicle cost. And aside from this, we also optimize the vehicle size and type, the frequencies, the delivery amount or drop quantity for each location. So by doing that, we can minimize the on-hand number. And by minimize the on-hand number, of course, we can minimize the inventory cost. And then we can also optimize the number of production, so it can still meet the demand per day from each location while minimizing the on-hand number and inventory cost. So by doing all the steps, we can finally minimize the transportation cost, on-hand number, and inventory cost in order to surprise the company cost while still fulfilling the demand. Maybe for the suggested supply chain will be explained by Filia.
Okay, so this is the supply chain that our team suggests. This CM globe file that has been sent by the committee yesterday already given us several facilities to be an example, like Kuala Namu airports, Kertajati airports, Semayang port stations, and so on. But in this supply chain, we really try to minimize and reduce its vehicle costs. So the things that we did is first, we try to remove and delete or eliminate Kuala Namu and Kertajati airports, because we think that we don't need airplanes. We don't need and we don't use airplanes because of several reasons. Its rent cost is really high and very expensive, as same as its operating cost, while it's not worth the product that is being delivered. We have already tried to use Kuala Namu airports and connect it to Cengkareng airports to deliver the product, but still turns out the cost is very, very high. The second one, Semayang port, is being removed and replaced with a port in Kalimantan that is nearer by the Java Island, which is Trisakti port in Banjarmasin. And the last thing we did is we also add Bakauheni port in Lampung. Why do we use Bakauheni port? Because it is nearby Java Island, so the product will quickly arrive at place without even spending a lot of money. So we come up with this supply chain based on the case that I have already given. There are two factories located in Cikarang and Gresik, and the flow of product is shown in this picture. Next. By this suggested supply chain, we can conclude that by using only ships and trucks, the supply chain can minimize the vehicle cost. The product sold is around $49,000. The total income is around $12.2 thousand. The total expenses is about $12.6 thousand. But unfortunately, I can say that our gross profit is still negative. It is minus 3.6%. We admit that we are really focused on the location outside of Java Island, so that we are not really improving what transportation inside the Java Island itself. But I think this is something that we are going to explore for the further simulation. Maybe that's all for the presentation. Thank you for the intention. Maybe I'll give it back to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the second team from Universitas Diponegoro. I would like Mr. Hugos and Mr. Koji give the feedback.
Yes, I can. A couple of things. I think that you did a good job of redesigning the transportation network. You obviously saw that airplanes are too expensive for transporting food. Um, I think that you might consider experimenting with perhaps only having one factory and then have that factory manufacture at a higher rate to get a better economy of scale, and then put distribution centers where you have your two factories. That might reduce your operating costs, and I think that you're on the right track. But yes, as you said, you do need to do a little bit more exploration to find ways to optimize your cost, lower your cost, and try to earn a profit.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hugos. And the next, Mr. Koji.
Yes, I think you did a very good job on the flow diagram, and as Mike indicated, immediately understanding that airplanes are cost prohibitive, especially for goods that are not of very high value, and also goods that have weight. So yes, your analysis goes down into some detail. I think you could get it down a little bit further, and as Mike has indicated, consolidation could be a powerful source of savings.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Koji. And the next, another judges, please give your feedback.
Okay. I saw your utilization of storage. It's the same question with yesterday. Okay, I saw this your storage utilizations over 100%. My question is that possible? And what happened? Why is that over 100%?
Thank you for the question. Maybe can I answer it right now, or?
You can answer now.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the questions. Maybe I can say that for the utilizations, it is not possible if we want to make it 100%, if we really work for that. But in this case, it's not 100% because of the other factors that happen in the vehicle or the other thing. Maybe other members can add some answer.
From what I know, the utilization cannot surpass the 100% because the calculation of the presentation is based on the on-hand inventory and the maximal storage. So the utilization maximal will be 100%. If it surpasses the 100%, it means that the capacity is not enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The next judges, please.
Okay, I think good your team try to counting vehicle estimation costs. So your team can know about the gap about the vehicle costs in land mode, sea mode, and air mode. But same with Pertamina. I see the net profit from your simulation result is more minus $1 million. What is cause and what strategy to solve it for future? Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir, for the question. So what it costs our net profit is still minus? It's because we have big expense for our vehicles and facility that we use. So we have lack of time to optimize the delay between departure or other parameter like drop quantity. And also we know that the facilities of port, it can be managed by our team, but unfortunately we have lack of time to manage them. So our strategy for the next simulation is we will optimize our vehicle and facilities use, so we can maximum our utilization also, and it can minimize our expense. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, judges.
Okay, thank you from Undip. I see that you add the Bakauheni port, yeah? And you deliver the product from Merak Port to Bakauheni Port, and then Bakauheni Port to the DC Medan. Is that correct? Okay. Why do you choose the Bakauheni Port? Why do you choose to deliver to Merak first and then to Bakauheni, not directly from the Tanjung Priok to Medan? What is the reason? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Why we choose the Bakau port? Because if we have tried using the Perak port, Tanjung Mas port, yeah, to the port nearest with Medan, but it gives us a long delivery time, and it's harder for us to stabilize the demand and the supply. So with using the Bakau port, we can get the shortest delivery time. And then from Bakau to Medan, we use truck with the faster delivery time. Because when we are using ship, it gives us long delivery time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Maybe another part of team want to answer? Or that is enough?
Maybe I want to add some answers. Can I?
Yes, you can.
Okay, maybe I want to add a little bit. We deliver it to Merak first, then to Bakauheni, because like what Clarissa said, that it is nearest ports from Java Island that connect it to Sumatra, so that the product will quickly arrive at place without even spending a lot of money. And another reason why do we choose Bakauheni is because Bakauheni is the biggest seaports in Sumatra Island. Maybe that's enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have 2 minutes left. Maybe the all judges want to give feedback again from Mr. Koji and Mr. Hugos.
Well, I would say that you realize you have understood that you need to control your inventory amount. You probably want to look at making sure that you synchronize the amount that you produce with the amount that would be needed at all of the stores. Make sure that you're not producing more than you need, because then that will drive up your storage cost. That's one thing I would add to what my earlier remarks were.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hugos. The next, Mr. Koji.
I think that yes, you have a little more analysis to do on all of your aspects to get a little better understanding of where your costs are increasing or where they can be improved. A very detailed analysis really does help, and then trying another iteration with reductions in your production, etc., will tell you if you're on the path to improvement.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Koji. That's all enough, all judges. Okay, thank you for the second team from Universitas Diponegoro. Thank you for your presentation. We will move to the next team. This is the third team from the third team from Institut Teknologi 10 November. Please prepare your presentation and time will start as you present. Okay, team, you can share screen now. Tell me if you're ready.
Okay. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, time is yours.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Alvarez Rehaldi as the representative of Chainers team from Institut Teknologi 10 November. Today, we're going to show you about our solution for PT Kribo Nusantara problems. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our way. So, first of all, we know PT Kribo Nusantara have to fix the distribution network and selecting the most effective transportation mode. With the additional number of warehouses and factory, as well as wider choices the transportation to use, the problem scope of PT Kribo Nusantara has become more complex. It can be seen that existing supply chain network has not been validated with the update of additional warehouse points. The locations of the demand nodes and additional factory have become big consideration for this case. As an example, for these cities, in different islands, there will be some limitation on the type of transportation that can be used. The material and information flow will be also disrupted. There has to be some readjustment on whether the above network can still be implemented and how to connect the missing nodes for these points. And we can see the gap analysis to know what is our desired solution compared with current solution, and so we're gonna know how is the exactly action plan that we're gonna do. So if you can see the gap analysis, the majority of the solution or the action plan is adjust the decision variables. And also the differences with the previous model is, you can see the last point is we have the desired solution to efficient transportation mode. With the current situation is there is no transportation assigned for outside Java demands, and analysis and compare performance of each this transportation mode is the action plan to this problem. Okay, so before go to the model of the improved solution, several things must be considered to achieve the optimum model. High fulfillment rate, low expenses, and low on-hand inventory are some of the situations that are expected in designing efficient and responsive SCM for PT Kribo Nusantara. We need to know the relationship between the variables in order to know what needs to be considered for model optimization to achieve the desirables. For this case, we're using the input and output diagram framework to know what is the relationship about all the variables. As we can see, there is control input, that is the same as the decision variable, and the state input, that the variable that can we change, and then the SCM model that can run for 30 days as our output. For the parameter is the total cost, responsive time, and total profit.
And then in here, to improve the current supply chain model, we use mathematical approach, such as by using the economic order interval in determining the number and type of transportation mode to use that can give the lowest cost. And then it can be used also to determine the time between departure as the basis for the simulation input. And in our proposed model, there are some decision variables that we use. So we use both two factories to supply all the demand. And then there are 7 harbors as the distribution point. And there are a total of 8 warehouses that we have to fulfill. And in here, by implementing the mathematical approach and by comparing the performance of each transportation, we can suggest that the best option is to use the combination of trucks as well as ships to fulfill all the demand.
Okay, now we are looking at the result of the supply chain simulation using HCM-Globe. So our model could be successfully run for 30 minutes. And as you can see on the left side, left bottom side, it's our proposed condition for the supply chain. So maybe it's too small to be seen, but in general, we are directly shipping with a large truck if it is the demand node is in Java, and if the demand node is outside of Java, which is in Medan, Makassar, and Kalimantan, we are using direct ship cargo to the nearest port. Then we are using another direct shipment with large truck from the port to the warehouse, or the warehouse with the demand. Now we can see the financial and supply chain performance. So the left one is the direct output of our simulation. So we have 3.6% gross profit, but we still came with the net profit of minus $40,000. And on the right side is the report that we adjust a little bit. So we are proposing that for because the demand outside of Java is relatively small and the cost of transportation is high, we can increase the markup of the prices, but we also increase the markup of the prices in Java Island. So the total markup is turned to 15%. If we do that, we could get the net profit of 39,000. If we can see at the report that the ending inventory on hand is large and the percent charge is also large. This problem is again due to limited on hand first day of supply chain. This case is very apparent in demand in Medan. The current warehouse and port inventory cannot handle the overall Medan demand until the shipment from Java arrives. So multiple extra ports need to be made to help support the current inventory so that it have enough days of supply until the next shipment from Java arrives. And due to the long lead time of supply from Java to Medan, the initial shipment rate must be made very high to make sure that the inventory could balance out to reach the 30 days of simulation, even though the shipment rate far exceeds the demand rate of Medan. Due to the limitation of HM Globe that we cannot adjust the shipment mid-simulation, imbalance in supply and demand could not be avoided, thus result in high inventory in Medan area. And also, we can also see the effect of the bullwhip effect in this situation because there are many stages of supply chain. Bullwhip effect shows when, for example, like in Medan, when Medan have demand of 30, it will request 30 to its supplier, but its supplier cannot request exactly 30 to its upper level supplier because there are uncertainties in supply chain and we need the extra inventory to buffer those uncertainties. Next.
Okay, to sum it all up, we can conclude that our proposed model have been able to answer several objectives of PT Noodle Nusantara. The first thing is our proposed model can connect all the demand nodes by allocating some products for direct shipment and some other being consolidated and transferred from other warehouses and ports. And then from running the simulation, our model has been successfully run for 30 days with the balance of supply and demand. And then in here, our model can provide the minimum cost, which provide cost efficiency. And then by using the mathematical approach, we can make our model which is close to the optimum one. And with by implementing the just-in-time approach, we can lower our average inventory. And in here, by increasing the markup price and considering the distance of different warehouses, we can gain more profit. So that's all our presentation from ITS Group. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you for the third team from Institute Technology 10 November. So the next, Mr. Koji and Mr. Hugos, you can give the feedback for the team.
I was impressed by this good gap analysis, and I saw good organization of the information, good follow-through on your analysis. What I see is, again, you made good use of the EOI, EOQ equation, and you applied that result. And what I saw then was so far you have, at least you have the lowest loss. And then when you factored in a markup on the price, which is precisely what you would be doing in the real world, as a supply chain person, you would be working very closely with the salespeople. So I saw that you are thinking beyond just the logistics world. So, and then your conclusion showed it. You again restated what you had decided to do, and when you adjusted the markup, I mean, you can't mark up food indefinitely. You can mark up expensive cars, of course, but not food. However, I thought you made a good use of that, and it shows in your results. Yes, I was impressed.
Okay, thank you for your feedback, Mr. Hugos. Next, Mr. Koji.
Yeah, very good analysis. Very thorough. And I think that you have approached it in a very business-like manner. It shows a good initiative to have taken extra steps, and you have displayed all of your thought processes very clearly.
Okay.
And of course, the financial results are, of course, better than we've seen.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Koji. Next. Another judges, please, we'll give you feedback to the third team.
Okay, thank you, Aufa, Andia, and Arnoldus. Yes. Okay, I see the net profit from your simulation is still minus, but only 42,000. Yes, that's lower loss, I think. So your team strategy is to make the net profit positive is to equate the markup manufacture and in distribution about 15%. What is your reason for your team to do that, to equate markup manufacture and distribution 15%? Because maybe we know in the reality that geographical difference and distance will affect product price. Maybe product price in Bandung and in Papua, it different, okay?
Okay, thank you. Team, you can answer now.
Thank you, sir, for your questions. So the reasoning for our markup is that in the initial report, the markup for the demand in outside of Java is the same with the markup of demand with inside of Java, which is 10% the value. But if we think logically, the transportation cost outside of Java will be much higher than the transportation cost inside of Java. And we also have to put into account the inventory cost that we need to use, because like I said before, when you have multiple stages of supply chain, we need more safety stock, because there are a lot more uncertainties within the process that could happen, and where safety stock could be used as the buffer to deal with those uncertainties. So the logical reasoning of why we increase our markup, especially for the demand outside of Java, is because first, the transportation cost is much higher, and the second, we need to put into account the larger safety stock to be able to fulfill those demands. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, last question. It's about understanding of the software. Okay, you've been using the software more or less a month, right? Okay, in your opinion, what is the plus and the minus of the software, or the strength and weakness of the software?
Okay, ma'am, thank you for your questions. Now maybe I'll try to answer. So in our university, we also use multiple simulation software, and so that I have a few benchmark of simulation software. So the plus of this simulation software, the SCM Globe simulation software, is that it is very easy to use, and it is very user-friendly, and the learning curve is not steep. So it's relatively easy for us to learn because it's intuitive, and there are a lot of, and especially this, there are a lot of tutorials in the internet, because usually for simulation software, there are not many good enough tutorials on the internet. But the minus is that this software is sometimes not optimized enough, and it sometimes laggy, has some bugs, and still has some errors that disturb us when we are working on our problem, because it's not an enjoyable user experience. And the other minus is that maybe we are not very flexible in determining the decision variables and the entity, because okay, I'm again using another software, for example, the other software that we can adjust the, for example, the drop amount. We can use expression to build the drop amounts. We can use expression to build the time between the parter, or we can, and maybe the biggest problem for me when I was working with this software for solving the cases is that we cannot delay the first shipment. We cannot delay the first shipment from a facility. For example, if I want to send from factory to warehouse, when the simulation starts, the demand will immediately also start. So the truck will immediately go from the factory to the warehouse. I wish that we could delay that, because it will give us even more room for solving problems. I think that's it from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have 2 minutes left. Maybe Mr. Koji and Mr. Hugo, may you will give another feedback?
Sure. Yes. You will all need to, and we'll be talking with Rahma about the new release that will have many of the features that you've asked for, especially about scheduling and about setting different demand levels and about changing the delay time. However, and I know that there's so much to read on the website, but there is a way with the present model to delay the shipment. If you look in tips for building supply chain models and look under vehicles, you will see a way that you can delay the shipment. But again, we will be talking with Rahma about the next release of this software. Thank you for your feedback.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hugo. And next, Mr. Koji, please.
Yes, thank you very much for your feedback. We always welcome feedback. And as Mike has indicated, we are very happy to announce that we have forthcoming very soon a much more sophisticated set of software that involves detailed scheduling. You can do many different types of scheduling for your vehicles, for your facility operations, and you can what I would call zoom in on time. In other words, we will be able to break down time increments so that you can look at a very small increment, or you can look at a very large increment. And so you can take a very close look at some of your operations in detail if you so wish, or you can look at a very large scale in less detail over a greater time frame. So we're very, very pleased to hear that one of the things that you really wanted is a greater ability to schedule. We will be providing that. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Koji. This is all enough, all the judges? Okay, thank you for the third team from Institut Teknologi 10 November. And thank you for all the judges. Wow, that was very tense and also very interesting presentation from 3 semi-finalist team. The first is from Universitas Pertamina, and then Universitas Diponegoro, and Institut Teknologi 10 November. Now, before lunch break, I hope the finalists will get the best result, and we will have announced for quiz winner. Okay, take a breath, take a relax. The winner for the quiz today is Idewa Putu Aditya from Universitas Diponegoro. And the next, the winner Sania from Universitas Kristen Maranatha. And the last winner is Yovita Yulia from Polytechnic Ati Padang. Congratulations, guys. The committee will contact you for the prize, right? Okay, thank you very much. Now, all the participants, we have lunch break. We have around 1 hour for having lunch and rest for a while before we start at 1 o'clock to have a final result, okay? See you very soon, guys. Thank you. Hi guys, come back with us in LSC competition 2021. Already full? I hope you had a great lunch, yeah? Now it is the moment that we have been waiting for, the final moment. And we announce the winner result. The first, I want to announce the third winner is Universitas Pertamina. Universitas Pertamina, the third winners, get 4,500,000 rupiah for the prize. Congratulations! Okay, next, I would announce the first winner. The first winner is Are you curious? Okay, the first winner for LSC competition 2021 is Institut Teknologi 10 November. Congratulations, guys! The team get the prize 7,502,000 rupiah. Sorry, I mean 7,500,000 rupiah. And the second winner is Universitas Diponegoro, get the prize 6 million rupiah. Congratulations all the guys. Okay, I would like to say thank you to all the participants of LSC competition 2021. You all will get the certificate of participation. And also for all of the semi-finalists, you also will get semi-finalist certificate too. Okay guys, now I would like to invite the winner team for the LSC competition 2021 to give short acknowledged speech. From the team Institut Teknologi 10 November, are you ready to give a speech? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, get ready to give a speech for the first winner.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity. So hello everyone, we are the team trainers from Logistics and Supply Chain Management Laboratory from Industrial and System Engineering Department from ITS. So first of all, we want to thank you for the committees of LSC that provided us with this opportunity to join this competition. It was a very unique experience for us because it was a very, very different competition than some of us has experienced before. And also on top of that, we want to thank our lecturers, especially Ibu Ninit Indah, Bapak Dodi Hartanto, and Bapak Rizky for helping us and teaching us the knowledge needed that we have now, so that we can apply those knowledge to the to solving these 3 cases that we have been solved in the past week. And of course, we were feeling very grateful that we were able to tackle all of the obstacles and the cases to win these competitions. It was proven pretty tough for us because currently we are still in our last week of our semester, and we have to manage doing all of these cases along with our classes, quiz, assignments, and final projects. But but we could manage our time, and we can pull it through. And thank God that we could get this win. So once again, we are being very grateful for all of the committees that help get this event going, for all of our lecturers, and also for the opportunity from HMLog to have first-hand experience using the software and a direct input for like improvement towards the software. So I think that's it from me. Maybe from my friends want to add on something.
Okay, maybe I just add some little bit. So I want to thank to the LSC competition committee that already held a great event. So and thank you to the other participants too, because we get a more insight, and we learn a lot with the many perspective that that is in this competition, and we hope that we can get the opportunity again to join the competition like this. And thank you from us.
Okay, thank you for the team. Thank you very much for the team from Institut Teknologi 10 November as the winner for the speech. Now we are pleased to welcome Pak Yodi as the head of committee for this event to give closing remarks. Pak Yodi, time is yours.
Hi, we meet again. My name's still Yodi. I'm the head of this competition. Yeah. Okay, I just want to thank everyone that involved in this competition, from all participants, the judges, and then from all competition committee, the audience, and of course Michael Hugos, Steve Koji, and SCM Globe after all. I hope you had a blast in this event. Big congrats to the winners. Great works, guys. Great works. Please always keep in touch with us. Inshallah, next year we will have this competition again. Yeah. Maybe if this pandemic is over, we can have an offline competition. So you can visit us in Bandung. Mangga di Antos. Well, I think that's it from me. See you guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Yodi, for the close remarks today. Guys, before we close this prestigious event, I would like to request all Zoom participants to turn on your camera because we will have photo session, yeah? Okay. I would like to the beautiful face, the beautiful smile for all the participants. Okay. If you want to retouch, you can see on the screen that the screen that we like to screenshot. Okay, are you ready all? 1, 2, 3. Okay, next slide. Okay, you all ready? We will screenshot and you can see on the screen. Thank you for all your participants. Turn on the camera. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next or the last? Okay, once again for the last screen. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much for our participants. Thank you. Okay guys, after the photo session, please open your mic to congratulate all the winners. Congratulations. Alright, good job for this competition. Yeah. Okay guys, finally, we arrive at the end of this event, the first International Logistic and Supply Chain Competition 2021, held by Steamlock and SCM Globe. See you next year. Keep up the spirit. And the last word from me, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye. See you. Be happy and stay healthy.